When you look at this image of the Milky Way, you're seeing a tiny fraction of a vast universe that has been churning for 13.8 billion years. In our galaxy alone, there are hundreds of billions of stars, many with planets that have been primed for life for eons. In the year 1950, the physicist Enrico Fermi sat down for lunch with his colleagues at the Los Alamos National Laboratory. They were discussing the overwhelming mathematical probability of alien life when Fermi asked a very simple, very disturbing question: where is everybody? The math suggests if even a tiny percentage of those billions of planets developed intelligent life, some of those civilizations would have a head start of millions of years. That is easily enough time for an advanced spacefaring species to colonize the entire galaxy many times over. By all accounts, we should see a bustling cosmic community. We should see Dyson spheres harvesting stellar energy, or hear persistent radio chatter. Instead, we observe absolute dead silence. This screaming contradiction forces us to consider a chilling possibility. If the galaxy has the ingredients for life but shows no signs of it, we have to look for a specific reason why, a mechanism that might be stopping civilizations before they can ever reach out. One possibility is that the exact conditions required for complex life are exceptionally rare. Earth's stable climate, for example, is regulated by a massive moon, a moon that only exists because a violent collision tore the early Earth apart. That level of planetary luck might simply be a mathematical anomaly. Or maybe the galaxy is full of life, but we are physically deaf to it. Even if an alien civilization tries to broadcast a message, that signal has to travel through the chaotic environment surrounding their star. This image captures a massive solar flare erupting from our own sun. Stellar winds and violent coronal mass ejections like this act as cosmic interference. They smear and distort narrow-band radio waves, rendering intentional signals indistinguishable from background noise. We might be a lucky evolutionary fluke, trying to listen through a galaxy where the stars themselves are jamming the frequencies. But what if the barrier isn't physical? In 1998, economist Robin Hanson proposed an idea called the Great Filter, a mandatory evolutionary bottleneck that consistently wipes out life before it can spread across the stars. Look at this timeline. To get from a dead planet to a galactic empire, a species must cross a series of incredibly difficult steps. Raw chemistry must become a cell. Cells must form complex intelligence. Intelligence must develop technology. Somewhere along this path sits a hard barrier that almost no one survives. This creates a terrifying coin toss for humanity. Either the filter is behind us, meaning we already passed it and the hardest part is over, or it is staring us down, and our destruction is waiting for us in the near future. This is why finding the ruins of a dead alien civilization on Mars or Europa would be the worst possible news we could receive. It would mean the transition to complex life is easy, and the Great Filter is still waiting ahead of us. There is a third category of explanations. What if advanced species exist, have survived their filters, and are choosing to isolate us? The zoo hypothesis suggests that older civilizations treat Earth like a protected wildlife preserve. They observe us from a distance, following a strict non-interference policy to allow our culture to develop naturally. Or we can look at an even darker variation, popularized by author Lou Cecin, the dark forest theory. Imagine the universe as a pitch-black forest, filled with armed hunters stalking through the trees. In this scenario, you can never know another civilization's true intentions. And because technological progress is exponential, a species that is peaceful today could become a lethal threat tomorrow. Therefore, the moment a hunter spots another life form, the only logical move is a preemptive strike. If contact guarantees destruction, the ultimate survival strategy for any intelligent species is absolute concealment. Under this theory, the cosmos is not empty. It is teeming with ancient, hyper-advanced civilizations that are terrified of making a sound. Now consider how humanity has behaved for the past century. While the rest of the universe stays quiet, we have been building massive dishes like the Arecibo Observatory to deliberately blast radio signals into the void, announcing exactly who and where we are. We have launched physical probes into deep space, outfitting them with golden records that carry greetings in 55 languages and audio recordings of our planet. And on the Pioneer probes, we included a plaque showing our physical anatomy, right next to a cosmic map that uses 14 known pulsars to point directly to our solar system. If there is a great filter ahead of us, or a dark forest surrounding us, our behavior is not brave. We are acting like a naive child wandering through a jungle full of predators, screaming to see if anyone wants to play. The Fermi Paradox leaves us with a stark reality. Either humanity is entirely alone as a fragile anomaly of physics, or we are making enough noise to wake up something we cannot possibly survive. If the phone rings tomorrow, should we answer it?